And Kirk Cameron's just a cunt. Hi, welcome to ABC's Film, where we watch and talk about movies that have won the Best Picture Oscar. But not this week. This week is a Christmas special, so we've put our tree, Mr. Kringle, up, and we're going to watch the rubbish Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas. So Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas is a movie where Kirk Cameron is having Christmas at his house, and he has a friend who hates what Christmas has become and how material it has become. And Kirk Cameron sits down with him and explains why all of those things are good.
Guess what? Everything you see inside there, it's all about Christmas. It's all about Jesus. And you're spoiling the whole thing. Not just for your wife, but for everybody inside your house.
Who's Kirk Cameron, Barry? What do you know about Kirk Cameron from before watching this film?
Nothing.
Ah, okay. So
I knew he was somebody who was like...
He's internet famous, isn't he?
Yeah, I knew he was somebody who wasn't necessarily good, that the internet masses didn't like.
Yeah. He's quite famous for the banana video that he did, which you probably have seen if you
after seeing the movie.
Yeah.
You told me about it, but I didn't go and look at myself. But I've definitely heard the theory about how a banana is so perfect for human consumption.
Yeah.
That it must be made by God.
Yeah, it's like they have a Coke can and the banana, and well, you look at the Coke can, it's got a tab at the top you can pull, and the banana's also got a tab at the top you can pull.
And I've since learned that when you really look at the evidence, the truth is it takes more faith to be an atheist than it does to believe in God. You've really got to ignore the facts.
It's funny how we equate the word atheism with intellectual, when it's the exact opposite.
That's right.
So, bearing in mind that that's the kind of person Kirk Cameron is, Alex, what did you think of Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas?
It was hilariously bad, and I loved every single second of it.
I loved watching it, but the film was crap.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think that the company we watched it with Barry, obviously, and another friend who was there. And it was just it's really a film you can riff on and make fun of, because it's so hilariously inept.
There are so many moments where you're just like, what?
Now, of course, not everyone at the council was happy with his less than jolly actions. In fact, they were so displeased they removed his title as bishop. But he was so loved by the people that they gave it back to him. In fact, he was even sainted. That's why we call him Saint Nicholas.
So the thing with most Christmas movies is the message towards the end is always, it's not about presents. It's not about the trees and how pretty you can make your house look. It's about spending time with your family and seeing your friends and things like that. But this one, he literally says to his friend that the presents are necessary, because if you wrap them up and line them in front of the tree and look at them from a certain angle, they look like a skyline, and that skyline is Jerusalem.
Look at the presents around your tree. When you see them from this perspective, see how they look like a city skyline. Imagine the New Jerusalem, a heavenly city whose builder and architect is God.
You look at the Bible and go, well, Jesus died on a cross, and trees are made of wood, therefore the tree is a cross.
Yeah, the reason we have the Christmas tree isn't, I believe the real reason that we have the Christmas tree is...
It's a pagan thing,
as
far as I'm aware.
But according to this, the real reason that we have a Christmas tree is because it's Jesus on the cross. Yeah.
The way I like to characterise this film in my head is that if you squint a bit, you can make Christmas Christian. If you look at a tree and squint, it's that could kind of be a cross.
When you walk into a Christmas tree lot, I want you to see hundreds of crosses that will never be used because of Jesus' finished work.
The way the film kind of progresses, like you said at the start, he's with his family, he's saying, he's talking to his...
It's his sister
who's married to a guy
the grumpy
called
person, is called Christian, and that's his brother-in-law.
Darren Doan is also the guy who directed the film.
Yeah.
Donay or something, I have no idea.
And he's clearly letting... Oh God, he directed it.
You did.
Because I said when we were watching it, like, the director is clearly just letting this guy loose because there's so many, like, ad-libbed scenes, but he's not funny.
They're meant to be funny.
Yeah, and he let himself loose.
And by the way, this is works-based. Last I checked, Saved by Grace. This is a complete hijacking. This is a hijacking, high-handed, hijacking, handedness jacking. It's like a carjacking, but like of our religion. And guess what? Santa got in the car, kicked Jesus out, and was like, rolling, 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 and just took it. Gone. Christmas is gone. It's all about Santa.
It's like a
Where
false.
in the Bible? Where in the Bible? Where in the Bible? Flip, 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 flip. Red letter, red letter, red letter. Where is it? So, okay, hold on. I can't wait for this one. Here we go. Here we go. I'm ready. Eyes are closed. I'm looking at it. I see him. Hold on. I see his face.
Can we talk about the stereotype?
A stereotype?
Yeah.
Oh, Deontay.
Is it
I
Deontay?
don't fucking remember.
There's a black character in this, and by black character I mean he acts exactly the way you would think he would.
Hey, Christian, how you doing?
What's up, DeAndre? How you been?
You know me, blessed and highly favored,
And?
saved and sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, and that with a burning fire.
And?
Made evident by speaking in tongues, of course.
Last year, the video that we did was Medea.
That's Christmas.
Medea Does Christmas, and I was really hoping for like a hip-hop Christmas track, and we didn't get it. So then in this movie, when like the cool hip black guy showed up at the party, I was like, oh my god, maybe I'll get my Christmas hip-hop song. But we didn't get it. He did dance a bit jivey towards the end, but no hip-hop.
It wasn't a hip hop. It was what do they call it? It was a specific thing, wasn't it? There's a dance sequence where there's a dance number where
Yeah,
they do
it's
dance,
like a
and it's
remix of Christmas songs.
It's like a
isn't
cool
it?
kind of breakdown, and there's a bit where he's singing along. And
Yeah, because
everything
there's
like
one
that.
bit where it's like they've taken the lyrics to a song and they've made it really high pitched, and every time it plays, he looks to the camera and mouths the lyrics to it.
Yeah. That sequence was shot really peculiarly because it's almost shot through the banisters, I think, of like because there's people dancing and they're shooting through the banisters, then it cuts to him, then through the banisters again, then it cuts to him, and then there's a random shot of Kirk Cameron's sister like going.
Most of this film, particularly like the first 15 minutes, was shot almost like the director was just holding the camera next to him and kept knocking it on his foot or something. It was so terrible.
I don't know.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, do I need to break some legs? Is he not treating you right?
You saw the poster.
Yeah.
Like the poster gave
Christmas
me the
culture.
impression. The poster is like Kirk Cameron smashing out of like a store,
Yeah.
holding like a candy cane with like an explosion behind him.
False advertising, really. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
and
Think
so I
about
was
it.
expecting it would be like, because I had it in my head that it was Kirk Cameron is saving Christmas.
Yeah. Which would have been an awesome film.
You know,
It was
rather than like the movie's called Saving Christmas and Kirk Cameron made it.
Yeah.
I thought like he was literally going to be like running around like somebody was trying to steal Christmas or something. Like another view from Nightmare Before Christmas. Like Kirk Cameron's just stopping Jack Skellington.
Those are the absolute best kind of Christian films like God's Not Dead and that kind of stuff. And there's another one I watched where it was like, oh, there's an atheist professor and he believes in evolution, but then like the creationist person like slaps him down.
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of those films where it's like they've never spoken to someone on the other side of the argument.
Yeah, like those
It's like they're
scenes
just sniffing
in
their own farts.
in American Satan.
Yeah.
Where they're talking to the journalists and
Yeah.
stuff, you know, it's like, did you actually read the lyrics? And the journalist is like, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I smacked him down. Like, people who don't have the balls to actually
Yeah.
have a conversation with somebody in real life, so they just write it instead.
Yeah, because they lose those debates in real life all the time. So it's like
Yeah.
the only place they win them is in their own like made-up films.
Yeah, yeah, like revenge fantasies.
It really speaks to their own kind of tiny little audience, and that's the only appeal that it really has.
Yeah.
They're already taking away our freedom of speech. I can't say Merry Christmas at work no more. I have to say Happy Holidays, but I am not in the days. I am wide awake. It's deeper than that, though. You heard about Area 51? What about Area 52? That's where they're keeping all the mangers and trees and nativity scenes they keep taking down. Speaking of down, you know why the Pope really stepped down? Da Vinci Code, right? Wrong. There's a whole Picasso Code. I'm actually still working on that one. Come on, man. They got fluoride in our water.
What?
Well, I think this was made to appeal to that crowd of people who have that grumpy friend.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you have a grumpy friend at Christmas who says, oh yeah, but Christmas is just about presents, you now have an argument. But you can just imagine it happening, can't you? Like, if you say to somebody, yeah, but Christmas has become too commercialized, and they try and explain to you that you should buy presents because it looks like Jerusalem. Like, nobody's going to be like, oh yeah.
I don't think this is going to convince.
Fuck.
I don't think this film's really going to convince anyone.
I think
the argument
at
it's
this
making.
point, this movie's audience is people like us.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody who seriously watches it.
It's famously inept, isn't it? I think most Christians would be kind of like...
when it came out, it was... I don't know if it's the lowest rated, but it was at the bottom of the bottom 100 on IMDb, but I think they don't just use ratings to work that out.
I have no idea.
They use other things, I don't know.
They probably, like I said before, it's probably review bombed.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine that everyone who, like, people just don't like Kirk Cameron, so, like, 'cause he comes off like a smug, smarmy prick.
He comes off as so smug.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's awesome.
So that was our review of Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas. We hope you have a really good Christmas, and join us actually on Christmas Day to review Tim Burton's film Big Fish.